Day 3, Hormone Bootcamp. What a day. What a day. Oh my God. So, couple of things. Number one, I think I figured out the whole message link thing being broken. I'm going to send out a message later today, and I need you guys to engage with it. And today I want to talk about something very important, very special. And it's very relevant to what is going on right now at the moment. As I am speaking, I am driving and I'm still having car issues. I woke up this morning. Actually, I went to bed last night, not knowing if I was going to drive to work this morning or drive to the car shop. And as of right now, I'm driving to the car shop. I don't know if I'm going to even get there or not because my car's acting really weird. Anyway, so that brings me to today's topic. And the topic for today is that challenges are going to come across your way in all areas of your life. And that's why it's important that you know exactly what you want out of life, what you want, what your destination is. You really want to pay attention to that. You want to get very clear and specific about that. So when it comes to Hormone Bootcamp, what we're dealing with, we're trying to get our bodies to produce and balance out more hormones. And so, the way that I see it is basically what is going on right now. Right now, I know that I am headed to work. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there right now because I have car issues going on and I'm basically driving to the dealership to get this fixed. But that's the thing is when issues show up, if you know where you are headed, then even if you get on a detour, like I'm going to have to go to the dealership instead of work, that's a detour. But once I get there, guess what? I know where my final destination is, so I can always take the next step to get towards my destination. And that's how you've got to treat your life when it comes to health, right? If you know that you want to produce more hormones, guess what? The next step that you're going to be taking is basically hydrating, right? You're hydrating yourself every day. Every day that you wake up and you hydrate your body, that's one step in the right direction, right? You're moving in the right direction. That's basically how you know that you are making progress. And if something shows up and derails you, something takes you off track, well, it's okay, because as long as you are clear about where you are headed, as long as you know that, hey, you know what, I want more energy. I want to be able to be active in, in my family's life and, do other things, be able to do, if you had hobbies that maybe you haven't been able to do because of your health, now you are going to know that, hey, that's basically the end result. That's the destination. That's where you're headed to. So you can always take one step in the right direction, even if you get off track. So good morning, Soshi. So that is the message for today. And I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Like I said, I'm going to be sending a message later on with a very special training that's going to help you guys understand minerals and understand the importance of taking minerals and why you want to take this as a habit. This is going to be one of the best habits that you will ever take. Even if you don't do anything else, like this is possibly like the number one thing that you should be doing. This is just so fundamental. And I sincerely hope that, everyone watching this, whether you're participating in the Hormone Bootcamp or not, that you learn about hydrating your body, right? This is a very, very, very important thing to do for many different reasons, digestive issues. There's experiments that I've done, and you can try these out later on, if you want. But, one of the ways that, that I get my, that I can clear my brain fog if I ever feel like, my mind's not focusing or anything like that. What I do is I will drink a glass of water, just pure distilled water. And then I will take my minerals, whether it's both magnesium and the Himalayan salt minerals, and I will squirt them in my mouth, and I just hold them in my mouth, and then you can just feel like your mind is basically being fed, like your head lights up essentially, right? And this is part of, some of the things that I want to put out there and start writing, because it's part of my, of my book. My book is not just going to be about health. I believe that's important to feed the body, but I also believe that it's important to feed your mind. And it starts with, practices like that, but also, and you can tell, some of you who've been following me, how many of you following me feel like, hey, you feel more energetic, more motivated, like you want to like actually do something, about your health. And a lot of times, if that's the case, it's probably because when I speak, I use words and I use language that inspires people, that actually motivates. And that's basically what I had to do for myself, right? I had to feed my mind, because your thoughts determine what you say. What you say determines how you feel, and how you feel determines how you act, right? That's a domino effect. And so when you understand that process, you can understand that for me to change my health, I had to start with my thinking. I had to change the way that I thought. And the way that I thought, basically, the way that is affected is by the things that you listen to. So I listen to people who have results in health, in business, people who get, results in different areas of their life, and they speak a certain language that motivates me, that inspires me, and that begins to change my own language. And that's then what I begin to speak, not just to other people, but to speak to myself, right? We all have a little voice inside of our heads that's constantly just nagging at us, talking. And I was talking to, I get a lot of questions about anxiety and things like that. This is basically what anxiety is not being able to calm that little voice that's inside of your head. But when you learn to actually reprogram that voice and get it to actually say meaningful stuff instead of dumb shit that it always is saying, that's when you begin to change your life, right? And that's how you begin to really steer the direction of your life. And that's part of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I am so excited because I have some videos already that I put together that are going to actually help every single one of you participating in this hormone bootcamp. And so I'm going to be releasing, the first one this weekend. I do want to make sure that the links are working though. So later today, I'm going to run my final test. I was with tech support last night, and so I think that we have it figured out, right? Crossing my fingers and really hope that it works. But that's the thing. Challenges will come across your way. I have a goal to help 1,000 people get their energy back, right? There's 17 people right now. Not all 17 are participating, and that's okay. I'm not quitting. Would you imagine if I just I was just oh, this is not working. I'm just going to quit, right? No, I'm going to continue just for, I know there's probably about maybe 10 that I'm seeing that are actually messaging me, and I know everyone has different schedules and whatnot, but I can tell who's participating, and I'm keeping track of everyone, and I'm going to continue going because, again, that's why I set myself that goal of helping 1,000 people, because that's my final destination. That's what my end result is. That's what I want to accomplish. And so even if I only get to help 10 people this time, guess what? That's 10 more people. That's one step in the right direction. And so I want you to cultivate that attitude of winning towards your health. So you want to produce more hormones, whether you want to, get more energy, lose weight, all the things that you want to do in life, you got to cultivate that winning attitude, because things are going to come your way that are going to try to derail you. But as long as you know where you are headed, you can always take that one step in the next direction. So, I know the links have not been working, but like I said, the message that is coming out today, that should work if we did happen to find the bug that was going on with that. So anyways, I gotta get going. Like I said, my car is just shaking. I got all kinds of weird lights on my dashboard and whatnot. So I'm gonna try to make it to my destination today. And if not, well, I'll eventually get there. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Man, gotta just say one last thing before I go, actually. Normally I'd be stressed the fuck out for stuff like this. Sorry, curse, but it's stuff that's going on. And probably getting probably hyperventilating by now, but this is one of the reasons why I believe that diet has been so important for me. It's because it helps me stay calm, especially during times like these where, there seems to be all these things going wrong, right? And I believe that the more calm that I'm able to stay and relax, the better that I'm able to deal and manage and get through situations like these. And so hopefully that's, something else that you can look forward to as you begin to change your diet, that it's really going to help you stay calm, relax, and really navigate through life. It's a roller coaster. There's always things that are going on, and we have to make the best of it. So that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. All right. See ya.